Good morning, everybody. Dave in Kentucky here, and yes, I've got some coffee. What's with the one-chip challenge boxes, right? Well, I'll have a little story on that. Let me back up. Had some friends, and they know I had done that in 2020, the Packy one-chip challenge. Let me get started here. We're going to be using some things. I saw Okie Shavers, that's Patrick on Okie Shaver YouTube, used his dragon's beard he got in. I'm glad he liked it. Never know if someone else is going to like it just because you liked it. And I'm glad that after he spent the money that he appreciated it. We're doing December, so using a Samovar brush. And the razor we're going to use, I had mentioned I have a Wolfman Razor now after some trades and things to get it and the stand. And there was some discussion on a DFS forum, and somebody pulled up an old picture of when they had started producing the razors. And they said that there was iterations along the way, and they had a razor. The one all the way to the left was the inspiration of it that went there, and I think the second one over is the one that was the first one sold, which looks like a WR1, but then you see the progression to where they have the WR2. If you don't understand the acronyms, I didn't at first either. WR Wolfman Razor, WR Wolfman Razor 1, Wolfman Razor 2, then they have WRH, Wolfman Razor handle with different numbers, etc. So, the point is, eventually they got to WR2, they produced a WR1 and 2. I have a WR1. The narrow stack height of the razor head of the one that was the iteration that inspired and helped them fine-tune what they wanted looks very narrow compared to a WR2. It looks more like a WR1. Anyway, as soon as I saw it, I thought, I know that's still for sale on. So you can get this for $8. I mentioned in another video I was going to do kind of a comparison. I'm just going to use the one razor today, the Bali. And I'm going to put a known blade in it, not the Bali blade here, which may be fine. But I like using a known blade when I'm trying out a new razor. So let's, all right, let me throw this trash aside. And let me, Zamac, I think, for sure. So tell me that's not the exact same razor. There. That's it. Anyway. Set the phone aside here. Let's get our face wet and start doing some lathering. Something I want to mention with regard to the dragon's beard. This scent, there is vanilla in it. So this is the V1, doesn't have anything on it. I also picked up a backup, a V2, very close in color. You'll notice V4, I got another one. See how much lighter it is? This was as light as this was originally. They get darker because of the vanilla as time goes by. So you'll notice that also in your soap. It might be a lighter color, and as time goes by it gets darker. That's because of the vanilla. As it gets age and air to it, or light. And I'm using my V2, no, not V2, V3 dragon's beard. I think I've had almost every iteration of it. I have the V4 also because there's been a change to the F base, which is their firm base that they're using now. And it, some other good skin ingredients have been added, and it's a lot slicker and stuff, but I'm still using the V3, just as good. I mean, all of them were very good soaps. They just continue to evolve and get better. So the story about the, as I'm lathering here, story about the one chip challenge. I had a friend that knew I had done that in 2020, and 1 second. I'm gonna clean that, take care of my stuff, especially my ethos. Anyway, they knew I had done that in 2020. Actually, I'd done a video of it, but that's another story. Anyway, he was telling about 2023. There were some problems, I guess, kids that were using it, and there was actually a death, not attributed to the chip. I'm not minimizing the loss, I'm just indicating. But there was it says adults only. More young people were using it, and so they were started to, I think it was not a recall, but the company decided to start pulling them from the shelves. I believe it's banned in Canada. And so my friend told me, yeah, you can't do it now. They're not going to do it anymore. They're not available. I was like, oh man, I thought I might do that again sometime. And so Dave gets on the internet, boom, and so they're coming over. We're going to have a little fun this evening. All right, so this is just a 3-piece razor. And we have a Wizamet Super Iridium blade, brand new one, that we will install. I didn't know the history of Wolfman. I thought it was very interesting that this is the one they kind of used as a inspiration to come up with what they're doing now and selling. Very nice high-end razor. Yeah, tolerances on this ain't so great. I can already tell it's off a little. Let me make sure I get this aligned. This should be interesting. There you have it. All right. So I have no idea what to expect, but I was curious to use it. So I can tell right away, first strokes, that this is not your typical, like a Gillette Tech. Although it's that style 3-piece and looks like it. It's like most clones here. As soon as I put it to my face, I could feel where the blade was, and I could tell this was ride the cap a little bit, which is what the WR1 Wolfman is. So it stands to reason that that's the one that they had used as a baseline. Not hard to find the angle. Get a comfortable shave. We'll see how the results are. So around DFS each year, it seems like that somebody starts a thread on December where they use boar brushes for December. Now, I'm not going to use exclusively only boar for the month, as I do prefer a variety, and I do lean towards synthetics. Joel, I know, buddy. I'm using a boar though. So I want to support Eric on the forum, Main Youper. That started that this year. All right. Cross the grain. Yeah, caught the bottom of my nose with the tab sticking out. I never really worried about that before. Tabs sticking out of razor heads. I still don't worry about it, but worry's not the word. It's more of an annoyance when I catch a earlobe or under my nose like I did there. I don't know what the results are going to be. It's a comfortable shave. It's a nice shave. And goodness, I mean, I think it was like if you got Amazon Prime, it was like $8 shipped. Reminds me of one of the first razors I ever used. Was my steady daily driver for about 3 years was the Yuma razor from Turkey. From Best Shave years ago, you could get it for like $1 or something, $1.25. So I don't know what, like I said, the end result's going to be here, but comfortable shave, cheap razor. I know Scott shaving with peg leg is going through tons of razors he's bought off of eBay, sub $20 or $30. There's a ton of them. I never got into it. It's just everybody copying basically a 3-piece or whatever, producing it to make money, and some were doing better copies or clones than others. I didn't feel like going through trying all those inexpensive ones just to see which ones did well, but he did a good job of that with a lot of videos on various ones. So here's one, $8, 3-piece, nice shaver. I may down the road at some point do side by side with the WR1. Just the initial shave, I just wanted to be focused on this razor and not comparing them. Nice. Just what I needed, another razor. Interesting. Let me get rinsed off, cleaned up here, and get some thoughts. So it makes you wonder. Now here's my witch hazel. It's just a basic store brand witch hazel in an antique bottle. And someone asked me about it, what witch hazel I use. I used to use the Alcoholata Maravilla 70. I quit producing it. I love that. Had a slight bay rum scent to it. Didn't stay with you, but it was nice. 70% alcohol. Anyway, I miss that stuff. After that, you know, I've used some different Thayers, but basically the last one I had, I think, was the Thayers Original, just the plain, and then this is just the store Equate, probably. Nothing fancy. So it makes you wonder. There's the WR1. Obviously, they made some changes and stuff to it as time went by. This is a very flat head design, which is very reminiscent of older German razors. It makes you wonder what was going on with, I guess it was John and James, when they decided to use this as their inspiration and start to evolve. It was a smooth shave, comfortable. It feels like my skin before I put the witch hazel on was feeling a little, not raw, but like it had been scraped. Probably why they were getting different iterations, trying to make it more comfortable for the shave after the fact. But makes you wonder what was going on in their minds when they just picked this, you know, two guys drinking, hey, let's make a razor, we'll make this one $8 and we'll sell it for $500. It wasn't the conversation, obviously, but it makes you wonder. Anyway, give it a shot if you want to. It's a Bali razor. Bali razor on Amazon. It's like $7 and something with tax, $8 or whatever. Comes with a couple blades. It's not a tuck of blades. It may just be one. Yeah, it's one blade. It's not. It makes it look like it's a tuck, but it's actually just an individual blade. All right, let's hit this with the Dragon's Beard aftershave, which can give you a real burn at first, but Man, it feels good on the skin. Whatever Frank puts in there. Above my pay grade. I don't research all that stuff. I just know what feels good for me. So there you have it. There's the Bali Razor, the beginning of the Wolfman. And give it a shot if you want. Just another razor to add to the den, right? Hope you all have a great day today. We're going to have fun later playing with these. Hopefully I survive and get to do another video maybe next week. Dave in Kentucky. Be kind, be safe out there, and we'll see you on the forum.